Hi dear fans, friends and subscribers, welcome to the Cricket Happening Show today with your host Ram. As you know, on Saturday it's always late Cricket Happening Show, so thank you very much for your patience. As far as today's Cricket Happening Show is concerned, well, we are going to look at the third day's play in the final test match between New Zealand and West Indies, and I think the match is absolutely well poised here, because today was day 3 here at Barbados in Bridgetown, and New Zealand, I thought they have done a very good job today by keeping the West Indies lead to a very slender lead, one could call, because as you know, New Zealand started off West Indies started off the day on their overnight score. After yesterday, rain really prevented any further play on the second day, and as far as third day was concerned, it was all looking like Kirk Edwards was there at the crease. Well, one good thing happened was Kirk Edwards went on to his 50 pretty quickly in the morning by pushing a ball into the fence, and he made 58 runs with 6 fours and 1 6. But today, the man to talk about was the left-arm pace bowler Neil Wagner. Wagner was the one who really started the slide. In fact, West Indies probably, like looking at yesterday's situation, one would have thought that they would have gone to a big score. But I thought West Indies definitely had their problems against Neil Wagner today. Neil Wagner bowled splendidly, and his bowling figures were at 27 overs, 7 maidens, 64 runs and 4 wickets. And then Jimmy Neesham was the one who actually cleaned up the tail with 6.1 overs, 112 runs and 2 wickets. So as far as West Indies were concerned, the first wicket to go was Kirk Edwards today. After getting to his 50, he was caught. Rutherford bowled Saudi for 58, and after that it was Dinesh Ramadhan, the wicketkeeper and the captain of the team, who was along with Shivnarine Chanderpaul. Now Shivnarine Chanderpaul, one would have probably expected. In fact, they also lost the wicket of Darren Bravo. I think he was gone yesterday. So Kirk Edwards was the victim today. In fact, Darren Bravo was also yesterday. I think Darren Bravo was batting. So Darren Bravo was gone for 24 to the bowling of Neil Wagner with 5 fours. And Neil Wagner was looking pretty sharp. He was moving the ball. He was getting the ball to jag in, which resulted in some LBWs too. And when Bravo and Edwards were gone, the score was 205 for 4. Chanderpaul came to the crease. He made 15, but what was very interesting to see was Chanderpaul was given some short pitch stuff, and Wagner, as you know, is a very aggressive bowler. So what he did is he kept on bouncing Chanderpaul, and finally Chanderpaul fell to the bait as he was caught by Watling of the bowling of Wagner for 15 with 1 boundary. In walked in the test debutant Jason Holder, and thanks to that partnership between Dinesh Ramadhan and Jason Holder, after Neil Wagner has struck it pretty early in the morning, things were looking good. After Chanderpaul's wicket, they needed someone to stay at the wicket if at all they wanted to really get to that mark of the New Zealand mark of 293, and that came in the form of the captain and the wicketkeeper batsman Dinesh Ramadhan, who played played some very nice strokes. But what was very important and very notable today was the test debut of Jason Holder. And what one saw here is that Jason Holder was looking pretty good. In fact, he was playing like an accomplished batsman, and he made 38 I thought useful runs with 4 boundaries in that partnership with Dinesh Ramadhan, because that partnership, if you look at it, it actually was only 37 runs, but Jason Holder played some attractive strokes. In fact, all his boundaries were through cover drives, which was good to see, which would have made any top batsman proud. And Jason Holder, well, he really did a good job, I thought, with Dinesh Ramadhan. And then Trent Boult, who claimed the new ball, immediately struck with the new ball. As he first picked up the wicket he broke this partnership by getting rid of Dinesh Ramadhan. As Dinesh Ramadhan was gone, LBW bowled for 45 with 8 fours. And as far as Darren Bravo is concerned, I thought he played a very loose stroke to the bowling of Neil Wagner when he was out for 24. After that, Trent Boult also picked up the wicket of Kemar Roche pretty quickly. He was gone for naught, caught behind, and then Holder, well, he played some very good strokes, as I said, but then one thing that Holder did well was he ensured that West Indies will definitely take the lead, and he also took them past the 300 mark with a knock of 38 with 4 boundaries before Jimmy Neesham took the Test debutant's wicket by getting him caught by Watling for 38. After that, it was Neesham who cleared up the tail. Jerome Montello was bowled by Neesham for 1, and Suleiman Ben was bowled by Wagner for 1. Shane Shillingford remained not out on 10 with 1 boundary, and well, West Indies, probably I thought that New Zealand definitely deserved the honours as far as the third day's play was concerned, only due to the fact that probably yesterday West Indies would have expected that they could go on to a huge score, but as I said, Neil Wagner was the man today to really talk about, who went making quick inroads into this West Indies batting lineup. He bowled splendidly, I thought. Looking at the bowling, Trent Boult struck with the new ball, 23 overs, 571 runs and 2 wickets. Tim Southee, 21-8, 63-1. Mark Craig, 18 overs, 2 minutes, 1 for 90. As I said, Neil Wagner was the pick of the bowlers today, 4 for 64, 2 for 12 for Neesham. So 317. So I thought New Zealand did a wonderful job here to restrict West Indies to 317. And not only that, in the process, what they did is they really ensured that this match is not going to be one-sided by conceding only a lead of 24. And as far as New Zealand in their second dig were concerned, they finished the close of play at 123 for 3. Tom Latham, as I said, he has looked very consistent in the first 2 tests, but Kemar Roche once again, like in the first innings, provided early breakthroughs for West Indies. Even though 24 on, what he did is he first got Tom Latham sucked into a shot where he actually played into the hands of Shane Shillingford, bowled by Roche for a duck. So that was the first wicket to go. And Hamish Rutherford has been really struggling as far as this particular series is concerned. The limited opportunity he has got, and Hamish Rutherford poked a ball outside the off stump from outside the off stump of Roche, and Ramadhin behind the stumps picked up the catch. So Rutherford was gone for 19 with 2 fours, and then it took Kane Williamson. But after Rutherford went, the score was 56. But Ross Taylor disappointed as Jason Holder. First, this is what it does. Once he batted well, so that really would have really G'd him up, given him a lot of confidence. And what one saw was that Jason Holder was extracting some very good bounce out of the wicket. Now, one thing for a tall fast bowler, as you know, he's a very tall fast bowler, so the hand really goes very high when he delivers. And the advantage is that for a tall bowler, you have a natural bounce coming in. So, but today he definitely harried the New Zealand batsman with some real disconcerting bounce, one could call it. And Ross Taylor was a victim, as he was caught by Bravo with the bowling of Holder for 6. So that was the 3 wickets down for 68. And finally, Kane Williamson playing some very attractive strokes in his unbeaten knock of 58 towards stumps, with 11 boundaries still unconquered there on the third day. And Brendan McCullum, who has been living absolutely dangerously to score an unbeaten 23 with 3 boundaries. Kane Williamson was dropped very early on in the piece, and one has to wait and see how far Kane Williamson can benefit. But thus far, Kane Williamson has definitely benefited, because he has gone on to make a 50. He's not out on 58. Brendan McCullum is not out on 23. Now, as far as the bowling figures were concerned, Kemar Roche 7 overs, no in 2 for 30, getting the early breakthrough. 6 overs, 3 minutes, none for 17 for Jerome Taylor. I thought he bowled a much better line than what he did in the first inning. Suleiman Ben 13 overs, none for 44. So Suleiman Ben was someone that Kane Williamson really fancied, in the sense he decided that it's better to attack Suleiman Ben rather than you playing from the crease, and that's what precisely he did. So Suleiman Ben was very costly. In fact, he finished without any maidens in this particular stint of today. 13 overs, no maiden, none for 44. Jason Holder, I thought, bowled excellently. 5 overs, 2 maidens, 1 for 9. And Shillingford bowling 3 overs, 2 maidens, none for 11. Now for New Zealand, one thing is that they have some 2 good batsmen at the crease right now, Kane Williamson and Brendan McCullum. And the onus will be on them, considering that the 4 days play tomorrow, that they have to really get a big partnership going tomorrow. Brendan McCullum has not looked very confident. He has been having his problems with the bowlers, and Jason Holder with his bounce has been really troubling them, no doubt about that. But so tomorrow I think New Zealand has to put up a big score, otherwise because this is a very crucial pair, even though they have still Jimmy Neesham to come, who definitely is a good batsman, no doubt about it, and also BJ Watling. But I think tomorrow this pair has to really do some hard work. The ball is not new, it is it's fairly old right now, because 34 overs have gone by, and the only factor will be in the morning. There will be the dew factor, and the ball would be probably giving some movement to the pace bowlers. So that is something that if Brendan McCullum and Kane Williamson could negotiate safely, then I think this partnership can really blossom, and New Zealand can really take the advantage of possibly do something that they've failed in the first innings, to put up a very good score on the board, because that is the only way that they could really prevent West Indies from, because right now I would say it's still even Stevens. So I wouldn't say that West Indies are powerful or New Zealand are powerful. I thought the match is at an even Steven stage right now. But I think the 4th day's play is going to be a really exciting affair, dear fans and subscribers. Well, from here I'm going to talk about a tour match. Now this is a tour match which I'm talking about, which was played between Leicestershire. As you know, India is on the tour of England, and the other day I told you that India made 333 for 4. The match was drawn today. The 2nd day's play, as you remember, was washed out, and Leicestershire batted today. And let me tell you, the Indian bowlers on their first game here, what one saw is that they really struggled with their line. If you look at it, Leicestershire finished at 349 for 5 with Robson. Now Angus Robson is the elder brother of Sam Robson. As Sam Robson, as you remember, he got a maiden century under his belt in the series against Sri Lanka. And Angus Robson, who plays for Leicester as an opener, and well, he would have really made his brother proud today, because Angus Robson, they lost an early wicket. Pankaj Singh getting his induction into the Indian team by picking up an early wicket of boys for 4. But after that, there was absolutely no respite for India. The Indian bowlers had to toil hard. Look at the bowling that was used by the Indians. Now Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. Now let me first tell you about Leicestershire's innings. The Leicestershire innings, 349 for 5. Angus Robson was pretty attacking. It will really give you an inkling as to how he played. He had 24 boundaries in a knock of 126 runs of 146 balls. He was absolutely, I would say, he played in absolutely one-day mode, and well, some attractive stroke making. He targeted Ishan Sharma to the full. And what was the approach? I mean, one has to really, it was a huge partnership between Angus Robson and Greg Smith, which really reached massive proportions, because they put on 221 runs for the 2nd wicket, and Greg Smith also made a century, 101 of 102 balls, 17 fours and 2 sixes. But the reason I'm talking about Angus Robson is that Bhuvaneshwar Kumar normally is a good bowler, but after looking at what Robson said, Angus Robson said that he found that Bhuvaneshwar Kumar is a good bowler. He was swinging the ball, so he decided that the only way to deal with Bhuvaneshwar Kumar is to really go for the bowling, because if at all he allows the Bhuvaneshwar Kumar to actually swing the ball, then it is pretty much it's pretty much ordained that the slips would have been quite interested in catching the ball. But what he did very well, Angus Robson had a different approach. He sussed up things pretty quickly, and he went after Bhuvneshwar Kumar, so that will reflect on his bowling figures. 7 overs, 1 maiden, none for 46. Pankaj Singh, 11 overs, 2 maidens, 1 for 46. Ishan Sharma, as I said, taken to the cleaners, 9 overs, 2 for 64, even though he picked up 2 wickets. Mohammad Shami, 6 overs, 1 maiden, none for 25. Stuart Binney was given a bowl, 4 overs for 22 runs. Look at the bowling that was used. I mean, if you look at it, Mohammad Shami, none for 25. Stuart Binney, none for 22. Varun Arun, 6 overs, no maiden, none for 31. Ishwar Pandey, 5 overs, 1 maiden, none for 31. They are all the pace bowlers from India. This is the squad which is going to take on England. And I thought the Indian bowlers have not done well here because they have leaked a lot of runs. And Cheteshwar Pujara, 1 over, none for 1. Ashwin, 2 overs only for 10 runs. But yes, one can say that it's just a warm-up match. But again, there is something to really look into, because Angus Robson, I would have definitely have a look at the Indian bowling, and I'm sure he's going to pass on a few tips to Sam Robson, his younger brother, when India will taking on England, because I'm sure as a brother he will definitely pass on some useful tips as to tell them like how these bowlers are bowling, the Indian bowlers. But I thought India have not done well, and one could very easily say it's a warm-up game, but even in the warm-up games, I would have expected, but probably this was the first match, they have to get used to the English conditions, so one can definitely excuse them. But all in all, I thought the Indians' bowlings could have been much better than what really turned out to be. But in the end, Leicestershire drawing the match against India with 349 for 5. As I said, Angus Robson 126. Greg Smith getting on to 101. Everybody got a hit. Rita Fern made 58 with 10 fours, 1-6. Thornley contributing unbeaten 23. And that was it. I mean, I can only say that India could have done much better, and the bowling has really wilted under the Leicestershire batting order. As I said, we can say it's a warm-up match. Yes, definitely it was a warm-up match, but as I mentioned, I would have thought that the Indian bowlers could have put up a much better performance than what they did, because now they have a big test coming up when India will be taking on England in the first test match on July the 9th at Trent Bridge in Nottinghamshire. Well, dear fans and subscribers, that really brings an end to my cricket happening show for today. I'm just trying to see whether there is any cricket news that I could accommodate into this cricket happening show, but I don't find anything coming up. Yes, Afghanistan will be touring Zimbabwe, and they are going to play 4 one-day internationals and some 4-day games there. Well, dear fans and subscribers, nothing else to really add. That really concludes this late cricket happening show this on a Saturday. Hope you all liked it, and well, I'm always there. So tomorrow I'll be I'll be doing a report on the 4 days play between West Indies and New Zealand, which is, according to me, it's pretty evenly poised right now. And as I said, the match is at an even Steven stage right now. Both the teams are having an opportunity. Well, on this note, dear fans and subscribers, I'm taking leave from you on this cricket happening show today, and see you all tomorrow on a Sunday. Until then, it's good night.